What's up, YouTube? Good morning. Your girl Dia is back for another video. I wanted to do this video because it's starting to really get to me about how bad it's getting out here. Back whenever I was younger, you never heard about mass shootings. You never heard about somebody just shooting somebody for no reason. You've heard about things like car accidents and stuff like that, but nothing like it is now. In the past 3 days in my area, there has been 3 shootings. There was one, it was in Homewood, PA, that there was 2 women that got shot. There was just one yesterday in Duquesne, 4 people. 4 teens were shot. 3 of them are 17 and 1 was 16. Guys, it's getting ridiculous that people are going to be scared to go places. I know some of you in the comments will say, well, I ain't scared. I get it. I got a gun too. But you don't know when it's going to happen. Okay? You're not sitting there like this, holding your gun everywhere you go. You have it on the side of you. What if you're driving in a car? Somebody just pulls right up. Just starts shooting for no reason. Road rage leads to shootings. Drugs leads to shootings. Messing with somebody's girl or dude can lead to shootings. Looking at somebody the wrong way can lead to shootings. Anything can lead to shootings now. Now, I want to read, because I did a little bit of research, and I want to read to you a list just in the past 7 days, the mass shootings. Okay? Now, I didn't do all like the details and anything like that, but I kind of wanted to do research to see where it's happening at and how often mass shootings are happening, because every single one of them does not make the news. So, we'll start from August 1st. In the District of Columbia in Washington, there was one. Again, on August 1st. Paramount, California. Again on August 1st. Columbus, Ohio. August 2nd. Orlando, Florida. Again on August 2nd. Albany, New York. August 3rd. Paramount City, California. Again on August 3rd. Miami, Florida. August 4th. Laurel, Nebraska. Again on August 4th. Nashville, Tennessee. Yes, Mark, I'm drinking my coffee. August 5th. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Again on August 5th. Dayton, Ohio. Again on August 5th. Norfolk, Virginia. August 6th. Duquesne, Pennsylvania. And that's where them 4 teens were shot. 2 was in the lower part of their body. 1 was grazed by a bullet in their head. And the other one, I think, was like in the leg or something like that. Again, August 6th. Detroit, Michigan. And that's where T Electric is. If everybody's not subscribed to T Electric, go subscribe to his channel. Very good channel. Very good channel. Hey, listen, he's raw and uncut, but he's real. He's real. You can't get no better than T Electric. He don't sugarcoat shit. August 7th, which was just today, and it's only 11 something in the morning, Cincinnati, Ohio just had a mass shooting. Guys, and I read, what was it, a couple days ago, the Mall of America had an issue inside. It's getting very ridiculous because, let me say this, the people that have younger children, the children are growing up in the worst time possible. Between, the C and the M, it's crazy just from that, okay? Because you have to wonder, when you go out, children like to touch things. Children like to put their hands in their mouth. Children, they like to do a lot of things. They're children. As a parent, I don't have younger children, but as a parent, you worry about these things. You worry about what harm can come to your child. Okay, you worry about, as they're growing up, with school coming back, what can happen. They have shootings in schools, they have shootings in grocery stores, in malls, outside, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. And, I can't blame the parents for these people doing these shootings, because when you reach a certain age, the age of accountability, some younger, some may take a little bit longer, but when you reach the age of accountability, you have a mind of your own, okay? Your parents can only get you so far. Your parents are there to teach you right from wrong, but as you get older, like in my one video, and I kind of cracked a joke, but I was serious about it, if you see a hot-ass stove, what do? You don't touch that hot-ass stove, right? You don't stick metal or foil in the microwave. Sparks. You don't stick nothing in sockets. It's most of it is common sense, but us as parents, we are supposed to be teaching our children to be ready for the world. And as much, and this is for the children under 18, as much as it would piss you off that parents are so bold, are so direct with you, is because they care. Granted, there is some parents out that are just like, go. Throw electronics in their hand or whatever. Just go outside. Go play. Go. Leave me alone. Okay, so they don't have that structure from the parent or parents. In some cases, it's just the mom. In some cases, it's just the dad. But either way, you can't blame not having both parents in a household. I'm sorry, you can't. Because there are women that are very strong and very capable of raising both men and women. A woman can raise both just as well as a man can raise both. So I don't want to hear, oh, well, they didn't have their dad in their life, that's why they're so messed up. No. They're messed up because, one, it's what they watch on TV. All these music videos and things that promote violence on there. Okay, yeah, it shouldn't, but a young mind is still developing, so they see something on TV and think it's real. You really think that half them rappers are gangbangers? Half them rappers deal drugs? Half them rappers shoot people? No. It's entertainment. Some, yeah, they probably do, but a young mind absorbs that. Okay, so you growing up in either a one or two parent household and you're watching these music videos, these movies, hanging out with certain people, it makes you more drawn to that way of life. Okay? um, as you get into your higher teens, 15, 16, 17, okay, you tend to rebel a parent more, because you think that the parent is just stopping you from having fun. We're not. We don't want you to go out and do anything stupid, okay? And this is gonna gear towards the people of color too as well, because nowadays the way that the world is the people of color tend to be looked down on more. You know, you might have a child that has plaits in their hair, has braids, has dreads, you know, whatever it may be. You know, has on the baggy clothes, little sagging and stuff like that. And a parent will say, hey, you know, pull your pants up while you're outside. You know, you're in the spotlight when you're outside. People are looking. Well, I don't care, it's me. I'm allowed. I get it. I get it. You're expressing yourself, but there is a time and a place to do that. Okay? And I'm not saying that it's right to sag your pants and whatever. Your hair, I personally don't care, but when you go into the public, you want to look presentable. I'm not saying you have to have a bow tie, and I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying you want to be neat. Teenagers don't want to hear that. And what's bad is once they turn 18, you can't tell them anything. You can, but their answer will be, I'm grown. I know you are. But one, I'm still parent. Two, you live in my house. Three, I'm looking out for you. I'm looking out for you and trying to teach you the way of life. These music videos, these movies, these TV shows, whatever, is not teaching you. They are unteaching you. So when a parent's trying so hard and that child or teenager is listening to this and then we're trying to teach, it's kind of like, okay, which way do I go? The main reason for a child to act out, and I'm not saying like 4 or 5, 6 like that. I'm talking about when you get up to the age where you're hanging out with people. You pick your crowd. That is the main reason why a teenager acts out the way they do. Am I wrong? I'm not saying that it's not the movies and TVs and the TV shows and music videos and things like that. The main reason why is because of who they hang with. Now, your child might be a homebody. Your child might not hang out really. You know? Then I can say that it could be other things. But this first situation would be children that hang out, teens that hang out with other people. Because one, you don't know what them people do. Unless, like, I mean, I can't even say that because you could be friends with somebody for, like, a child could be friends with somebody from 2 years old up till whenever. You, as a parent, might know that child growing up. But what that child does outside of the house, outside of where you're at, that you know of, you don't know what they're doing. You don't know how they are. They might come in, oh, hey, Mrs. Whatever. But then whenever they leave, oh, let's go get some weed. Hey, I got some alcohol in the back. You don't know. And I'm not saying every child is like that. I'm not saying every teenager is like that. But I'm just saying that you don't know. So, you know, I think the job of a parent is by far the hardest. You know, once a child gets old enough and leaves the nest, they have to learn on their own. They can't, you know, you as a parent will still be there as much as you can, but they have to learn the way on their own now. And moving out is basically a first step of branching out on your own and dealing with stuff on your own. You know, and the funny thing is that I've always had it in the back of my mind, the saying that your parents would tell you, oh, just wait till you get older and you have kids. I hear it. I hear it all the time. If a child is disrespectful, if a child says what they say, whatever it is, you hear that in your head. You know, and I learned that now. I learned, and I've never been to the point where I've been very disrespectful to my parents. Not to a bad point. I never, I never got arrested growing up. We went out and just did stupid little things like, TikTok and, what is that game called? Tic-tac, whatever it's called. Knocking on people's door and running. Okay, we did that. We've never destroyed properties, ever. But that was what we did. We mainly hung on the steps right by my house. At that time, I lived in an apartment complex, and it was just like a circle. That's what we did. We rode our bikes around. You know, we pitched a tent and slept outside as kids. Like, nowadays, it's like, these kids are vicious. They're vicious. Not all. But, so anyway, back to, like, all of this mass shooting, all of these shootings, stabbings, whatever. Guys, it's getting ridiculous. It really is. The world is bad enough as it is, without that. With gas prices and inflation prices, with food and, it's bad as it is. It's bad. So yeah, like, I wanted to give you guys that list because it was just like, when I seen it, I was just like, wow. Like, 7 days. 7 days. And there was, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 mass shootings in 7 days. It's not going to stop. You know, they need to have harsher punishments for certain crimes. Mass shootings, bye. They need to have a prison for that. We have so many abandoned buildings in this world. Okay? You holding somebody for 5 to 10 years for weed, Grand Theft Auto, like, why? Why? If it's not a sense of violence, now if they stole a car and wrecked into a bunch of cars and, you know, whatever, then I can see holding them a little bit. But for weed possession, no. It's medical marijuana out here. Weed is legal in a lot of states. Who was it that said, you never hear about anybody being violent smoking weed? Cat Williams. Hungry, happy, sleepy. Now, alcohol, that's different. People tend to act violent when they drink. So, why not lock somebody up when they have alcohol in them? When they're intoxicated. Now they have public intoxication, but I could tell you right now that a baseball game, a little festival, has alcohol. Parents, people, grown-ups, bring it there. One, you're at a park, a baseball field, with kids. What the hell do you have alcohol around for? Why? The festival that's literally right up the street from me that they had before the pandemic, they were selling alcohol. They were selling moonshine. They were little booths. They had alcohol there. Why? It's kids there with parents. Kids there without parents. Oh, this world is like so jacked. Like, I don't get it. Like, I really don't. I really don't get it. But I want to do some more research on the 2 recent shootings, the one from today and the one from Duquesne yesterday. Let's see. Duquesne, Detroit, and Cincinnati. I want to do some research on them now. And I'm going to see you guys in the next clip because I want to tell you guys a little bit about it. So I will see you guys in a little bit. Okay, so I'm back. I did a little bit of research. There is actually another one that I wanted to tell you about. Actually, 2 that I did want to tell you about. They weren't mass shootings, but they were shootings. So the one in Duquesne, which is like 5-10 minutes from here. Okay. Police and EMS units from throughout all of eastern Allegheny County were responded to there. It happened at 9:40 at night. The streets were Orchard Park Avenue and Ridge Street. It says there was 2 17-year-old boys with lower body wounds. One 16-year-old boy was grazed in the head, and one 17-year-old girl also suffered a lower body wound. All of them right now are currently in stable condition. All right, another one was August 6th as well. This happened in McKeesport, PA, which is like 10 minutes away from here. A man was shot in the head. I was told he did die. At that time, he was in critical, but I was told he did die. A 20-year-old male was arrested. He is actually from around my neighborhood, Homestead, PA. It's crazy. All right. So August 6th, which was also yesterday, 2 males were shot in Homewood, Pennsylvania. One is in critical condition and one is in stable. They were both taken to the hospital by private vehicles. See, when the police arrived to the crime scene, there was nobody there, no victims. So they were taken by private vehicle. Okay, at least they got there, whatever. Now, this one I was telling you about in Cincinnati, the mass shooting. This happened at 1:45 this morning. 9 people were injured. The neighborhood was called Over the Rhine. I'm not familiar with that. But the suspect apparently, suspect fled after shooting into a crowd. Okay. No one, they said, is in critical condition. All of them had lower extremity wounds. So it's kind of good. Ridiculous. All right, so on to the last one that I wanted to tell you guys about. This is the one that happened in Detroit. They said this is the second one in less than a week. There's one person that was pronounced dead, and there was 4 wounded. 2 of the victims are in critical, and the other 2 are in temporary serious. I'm not sure what that means. It's either serious or it's not. There was a lady that they said was outside this house where the shooting came from. And she described the house as a known narcotics vacant location. So I don't know what they were doing in there. Whatever. It is what it is. You do what you do. But the shooting happened in the house. So 5 people. 1 died and 4 is in critical. So there had to be at least 6 people in the house. Y'all, it's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Like I said, not in my neighborhood, but like in areas that are less than an hour away from me, every single time I look at the news, there's at least 2 or 3 shootings. At least. Now there was other ones that I was looking at. The one person there was a guy that was arrested that the shooting happened July 1st, but he was just arrested. There was another one that didn't have anything to do with shooting, but there was a guy that was on the north side that was charged with sexual assault. There was another one that I forget how old he was. He was in his 20s, but he sexually assaulted this, I think she was 14, and he went to jail. No, people are sick. People are sick, right? It's crazy that so much stuff happens. It's like, and it's not a good thing. It's just, it's becoming the new normal. That every single time you turn on the news, or every single time I have an app on my phone that tells me things that's going on. It's shooting. I'm like, can people calm down? Can people take a break? And on top of that, there's fires, and Like, just so many things. And then, what else was I reading? It was a celebrity, which I don't too much follow that, because I don't know. I'm not going to get into it, but this celebrity person was speeding and flew into a house, and boom, her car caught on fire. Severe burns. But anyway, the things that's going on in this world needs to stop. These kids that are growing up nowadays have it so bad. Like, have it really, really bad. And if we as people don't come together, don't put a stop to a lot of things, then it's only going to get worse and worse. People blame the pandemic for people being bored and not having anything to do. But the funny thing is that when the pandemic was going on, you didn't hear about all this as much. I'm not saying that it wasn't there, but as much. Okay, so think about it. When the pandemic happened, people were getting money. Free money. Money brings happiness to some, but money is the root to all evil, because when you have money, it's greed. It's greed. So I do believe money is the root to all evil, but money does bring happiness because it brings you a sense of, how can I even say it? It's stability, because you know that you have money coming in, you have money, so you have nothing to worry about. See, for the people that aren't working, or, are trying so hard to get a job that can't, it's a struggle for them. And I'm not saying that they're the ones that are violent, because there is people that have money that are still violent, but it intensifies more violent behavior when you don't have money. People do that whenever they don't have drugs. People do that when they don't have alcohol. People do that just with anything. At one time I had a vehicle that was down for like a week. I had no second vehicle. Nobody seemed to care or want to do anything for somebody. When they did, it was a big deal. But violence, I'm not saying violence will never go away. It is what it is. Violence is never going to go away. Violence doesn't have to be physical. Violence can be mental, emotional. But these specific shootings that happen, and I literally, I wrote down on a piece of paper all of them, just in 7 days. So 15 in 7 days, that's a lot. It's really a lot. But anyway, I need to end this clip. I want to do a little bit more research on different things. I'm not going to say as far as psychology and things like that, because it's not what it is. It's not what it is. And here comes the rain. Anyway, I'm going to incorporate a lot of stuff in my video, because I want to touch on a lot of subjects that are important. And I just thought, that this one would be one that should be of importance, because especially with parents with kids, you kind of got to keep an eye on them and watch, what they're doing. And, it's okay to keep tabs on them. It's okay to constantly be involved with them, as much as it may irritate the child or the teenager. as they get older, they should kind of understand this is why you're doing what you're doing. But there is teenagers that are like, well, I'm grown. I can do what I want. I can handle myself. No, you can't. Okay. Some, if you're of age, you can have protection on you. So, okay, that's a plus. But like I said, you could have all the protection in the world. If you don't see it coming, you're not going to know. Can't prevent something you don't know. You can't see. You're walking or driving in a car and pow. You don't know. Like I said, you don't have your gun out all day long, holding it, locked and loaded, and just like this, walking around. You're not doing that. Nobody's doing that. Okay? My protection stays with me, but I'm not constantly holding it and watching around and going, okay, wonder if somebody's going to shoot. Nobody does that. Nobody. But I apologize for, it is a big cup. A big cup. I apologize. I know some people are not going to want to sit here and watch this video, but it is important. It's very important for people to be aware of surroundings, to protect the shit out of your child or children. They might be pissed, but guess what? In the long run, they're going to understand. They're going to understand. If you have teenagers, talk to them. Talk. And explain, hey, look, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. You either like it or you don't, but this is what I'm doing. If you have to call your teenager every half hour, call them. Because it's showing that you care, even though, you're a parent. Obviously, you care about your child, but they might get mad. Mom, I'm fine. Okay, it's all I wanted to know is everything is okay. See, I have a thing on my phone, not as far as children or anything like that, but I have a thing on my phone. It's called Pulse Point, that gives you minute by minute, up to date things that's going on in my surrounding area. There was a fire a couple months ago going down West Street in Homestead, Pennsylvania. It was a historic kind of building. I think it was like 8 bedrooms or something like that. It was like really, really, really old. It caught on fire. Burned up completely to the ground. I got immediate information on my Pulse Point. I mean, it should be for... Everybody should have something like that. I don't know. Different states might be called something different, but they do have things like that. And, like... It's weird because ever since I moved here, probably 3-4 times a day, I hear nothing but police and ambulances. And it's a nice neighborhood. It's not like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not an area to where you would say, oh, I'm scared something might happen. Because every neighborhood has something bad. I had just, what was it? This was a couple years ago. There was a guy it was up on the main street. He had a house, but he had a detached garage. And he heard something at night. And he went out and ended up shooting a boy for trespassing and breaking into his garage. He ended up getting off. To me, technically, it's still your property. But what I was told is I have signs that have a weapon on it and a saying, whatever it is. When I bought it, the one guy that was there, I guess was an ex-state trooper or whatever. And he said, do you have plans on putting this in your window? And I'm like, yeah, I have plans on putting it somewhere on my property. He said, you have to have a no trespassing sign before you could do it. He said, it's not going to hold up in court if something would happen, because you have to have that no trespassing sign first. I said, it's my property. It should automatically be, don't trespass on my property. And he said, no. He said, you have to have no trespassing somewhere on your property for that to hold up. I was like, wow. Like, I didn't know that. And, you know, where I used to live at, there was a guy that had a sign on his garage. No trespassing signs. None. Had a sign on his garage that says, you come on my property, you're going to be found on my property. And he used to put nails, all on the front part of his driveway so nobody could park there. I'm like, that's stupid. Like, I get it, you don't want somebody on your property parking there, but, like, why? I was just like, okay. But anyway, I don't want to steer too much off the shootings and that, but, bug the shit out of them. Bug the shit out of your kids when they leave this house. Not this house. I mean, I do too, but when they leave your house, bug the shit out of them. Literally. If you have to call every half hour. If I hear a siren and mine aren't at home, I call them. If I hear any kind of noise, fire truck, ambulance, whatever, I call them. And mine are grown. Mine are all over 18. And I still do it. So, it doesn't hurt to bug the shit out of your children. Especially if they love to hang out a lot away from your house. Bug them. See, nowadays, they have apps. Find my phone, track somebody's phone, like they have a parent app that you can tell where your child is. So when your child says, oh, Mom, I'll be back, we'll go to the movies with so-and-so. Okay. Oh, that's where she's at. Yeah. And it's nice. It's nice, but it's kind of screwed up. But it's nice. It's nice because at least you know whether they're safe or not. So, yeah. I'm all for it. I'm not me, but I'm all for that. If it's to keep a child safe, by all means, do it. Bug the shit out of them. Mass shootings happen everywhere. Shootings happen everywhere. Stabbings everywhere. Keep control of your children. What did I say? Bug the shit out of them. I don't care if you have an honor roll student. Bug the shit out of them when they leave the house. Because anything can happen. Shootings, stabbings, rape, sex trafficking, anything can happen. Anything. See, it's not the C and the M that we have to worry about. It's the shootings, the stabbings, the rape. That's what we have to worry about. Alright, you guys, I will see you guys in the next clip. Talk a little bit more about senseless violence. But make sure y'all definitely comment. Comment below and let me know what you guys think of the video after I'm done. I know it was long. I get it. It was long. I apologize, but whenever you have a strong topic, you tend to talk longer. You tend to talk longer. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, this stays with me all the time. Okay. It's not loaded. It's clear. But you have to be responsible with it. So whenever a child of yours does turn the legal age to buy one, you still have to teach them. Still have to teach them the responsibility. You still have to teach them the right from wrong, consequences, everything. And you don't need a class for that. Class is right here. Class is a parent. I'm a legal gun owner. I have 2 other people in my household that are legal gun owners. But see, we learn from each other. We teach each other. It's the only way you can do it. It's the only way to stay safe. Protect your home. Protect your children, your cats, your dogs, your bird. Whatever you may have, protect it. It's yours. But learn the laws of breaking and entering, of protecting yourself, because, see, what they tell you is, unless you are in immediate danger, you cannot fire your weapon. Someone breaks in my house, not using a key, they break in my house. You're going to need paramedics. When it comes to my house, my property, my children, my cats, whatever, you don't play with me. Do not play with me. Now, I'm not going to sit there and say I'm just going to open fire on people, but I'm going to do whatever is necessary to properly protect my home. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. But yeah, y'all, I don't know. I wish I could say I can wave a magic wand and all of the violence goes away, but it'll never happen. See, because they won't let it happen. There has to be a balance. If you had all nice people in the world, never do no violence, never hurt anybody, a lot of people would be out of a job. Jails, prisons, detention centers, police. What's the use of them if everybody's nice? If everybody is perfect, living a happy fairy tale life, what do you need them for? Think about it. Think about it. It's kind of crazy, ain't it? See, and then if you had, it would be nice if you had a lot of all nice people in the world, but like I said, they will not let that happen. There has to be a balance. There has to be a balance to keep whatever this is running. And I don't want to get too much into it because I don't want my channel to be gone. So I'm not going to say anything else on that note, but my people know what I mean. My people know what I'm talking about. So yeah, guys, if you guys can, please like this video. Give it a thumbs up. Comment below and let me know what you guys think. My code word is Pringles. So if you guys made it to the end of this video, I need you guys to comment that word. And that way I will know if you watched my video. Alright, y'all, but I need y'all to definitely hit the like button. Comment below and let me know what you guys think of the video. Comment my code word. And subscribe to my channel. If you aren't already subscribed, I want to thank all of my supporters, all of my subscribers. I love you guys to death. You guys are the ones that keep me going every single day. Even though when I don't feel motivated, I think of my subscribers, and that's it. That is it. That's what gets me going. Alright, so I appreciate you guys. I'm going to end this video. Share the video. If you guys think that somebody else needs to watch this, share the video. Please share the video. I would really greatly appreciate it. And also, too, if you guys would not mind, please hit my Cash App up and just donate to my channel. Please, all the proceeds go back to this channel. I promise you guys, all proceeds go to the channel. My Cash App will be in the description below. Any amount would be greatly appreciated. I don't care if you give me a quarter. I don't care. I don't care what you give. It's going back to the channel, and it's going to allow me to bring way more content. Way more content. I couldn't even think of what I was going to say. Way more content to the channel. So I appreciate you guys. I love all of you guys. I hope you guys have a great Sunday, and I look forward to seeing you guys later. Bye. Hey y'all, I apologize. I had to come back on. I wanted to talk to you guys about one more thing because I felt that it was important. A state trooper killed a man when they got called to his house during a mental health call. It was a 59-year-old man that was pronounced dead. The 32-year-old woman, which was his relative, called them talking about how he was calling and texting her and threatening to commit suicide, and if the police showed up that he would shoot all of them with his gun. So she was put in contact with the mental health crisis and everything like that. They obtained a medical warrant to go to his house. They attempted to try to get him to come outside and everything. So finally, now this started at 11:47 at night whenever they got the call. 8:30 in the morning, he finally came outside. He came outside, but he was pointing his gun at the officers. One of the state troopers discharged his firearm and killed a man. See, a lot of people, like, now I'm going back when they had the movie theater shooting with the guy that dressed up like the Batman movie or whatever it was, and he shot them people in the movie theater. Then you had the dude that shot the people of color at Burger King, Richard Baumhammer. See, both of them were considered mentally ill. Now, and this is important, guys. Please tell me how a mentally ill person could plan a shooting out, obtaining weapons, figuring out on paper how it's going to happen, where it's going to happen. One, yeah, you can, I'm not saying a mentally ill person can't think, but how did he obtain all of the weapons that he obtained in that movie theater shooting? Because he didn't have just one. He had like an arsenal. The Richard Baumhammer situation, he was targeting people of color. He was considered mentally ill and put in a mental facility. It's kind of like a jail, but it's for mentally ill people. Now, that brings me to the video that I did a little while back of police officers shooting or people of color being put to death for committing a crime. Now, Richard Baumhammer killed, I think, like 5 or 6 people. Was never put to death. The movie theater shooting guy shot people. Was not put to death. The kid that did the stabbing in the school. It's attempted homicide. You tried to kill people. Mentally ill. Richard Baumhammer, mentally ill. The other dude with the movie theater shooting, mentally ill. Guess what color they were? Okay. Now, the cop that killed George Floyd was sentenced to 20 more years in jail. You killed somebody. But now if you listen to my video, I give you a list of people of color that were put to death for committing a crime. Guys, and I know a lot of people are going to be like, in the comments, oh, well, certain situation. No, it's not certain situations. It's not. If you kill somebody, you kill somebody. Just because a person of color kills somebody and a white, another white person kills somebody, does it make one superior to the other? So a cop can just kill whoever they want to kill. They go to jail. They go to jail. This person of color shot somebody. Put to death. What am I missing? What am I missing? See, it's a system, guys. It's a system. It's planned that way. Because you know why? What did I say? There has to be a balance. If they just do this to everybody, they have to keep some form of violence going. So, not killing this person, but killing this person of color, it's going to keep the violence. It's going to keep the violence going. This is what it is. It's what we are. It's what we are, and nobody can see it. No one can see it. It's out of our hands. It's out of our control. The only thing we could do is keep putting the word out, and hopefully more people will catch on. But it's never going to happen. Never. Guys, I have been talking, well, in my clips, total, for a little over an hour. Little over an hour. But, like I said, when you talk about certain things of importance, you tend to talk longer. Okay? I mean, you can. There is people that can be given a subject and talk on it, and talk on it, and talk on it. But then you have people that need a specific topic of importance to talk. See, my videos normally aren't that long. I think my longest video was like 20 some minutes maybe. So I had to do this just because I felt that more people needed to be aware of things that are going on and not be blinded. So I do appreciate you guys. And like I said, I ended the video last time with the like, comment, subscribe, and all that nonsense. Not nonsense, but with all that, But after I ended, I was just like, oh wait, I forgot to tell them about this. So I do apologize. I'm going to repeat myself. Smash that like button, please. Like. Comment below and let me know what you guys think. Do not forget to put that code word Pringles in the comment below so that way I know that you watched my whole video. Alright, y'all, and also subscribe to my channel if you aren't already subscribed. Hit that bell for notifications. And also, guys, share this video if you feel that somebody else should watch this video and listen to this video. If you have a child, well, not a child, but if you have a teenager that you feel should watch this, by all means. It's not made for kids, but I can't control a parent letting a teenager watch it. I can't do that. All I can say is that my channel is not for kids. So, yeah. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. And I will see you guys in the next video.